Welcome back. I am your host, Susanna May O'Hagan, and today we are going to take a journey into Party City. That's right, we're going to talk about Party City. I think I'll give you the history of Party City later. Let's get into the drama. Party City. So, I'm going to give you an update about how I found out is when everyone else found out. So, what happened was, right around the holidays, I guess was the CEO. I'm not really sure. This is my version before I get into it. Told everyone they're fired. And that Party City is officially closing. Like, you just fired a bunch of people during the holidays. Oh my. Like, how awful is that? I mean, really. It's just so bad. Okay, let's get into it. New York. Party City is closing down all of its stores, ending nearly 40 years in business, CNN has learned. CEO Barry Litwin told corporate employees Friday in a meeting viewed by CNN that Party City is winding down operations immediately and that today will be their last day of employment. That's one way to tell everyone through social media. Staff were told they will not receive severance pay, which is another problem. And they were told their benefits would end as the company goes out of business. This is without question the most difficult message that I've ever had to deliver, Litwin said at the meeting, which was held in a video conference call. Mm-hmm. Party City's very best efforts have not been enough to overcome its financial changes, he added, resulting in the company's collapse. Litwin said the company struggled to contain with inflation, which sent the company's costs higher and dragged down consumer spending. It's really important for you to know that we've done everything possible that we could to try to avoid this outcome, Litwin said. Unfortunately, it's necessary to commence a wind down process immediately. Also on Friday, some of Party City's store employees received letters that the company would close down stores on February 28th, at which point store staff will be terminated. Although Party City believes these closings are in the best interest of the company, we regret that we had to take this step and thank you for your value, contribution, and service to the company, the letter states. Bankruptcy and collapse. The New Jersey-based company announced Litwin as its new CEO just 4 months ago. In a LinkedIn post he wrote when he was hired, he said the company's main priority is to strengthen our financial health, and there is work ahead of us. Party City exited bankruptcy a month after Litwin arrived. It had declared bankruptcy in January 2023. The company had struggled to pay off its $1.7 billion debt loaded, and it was able to cancel nearly $1 billion in debt by going bankrupt. It also managed to keep most of its more than 800 stores open, although it closed more than 80 locations between the end of 2022 to August 2024, according to its most recent financial document. But it still had more than $80 million in debt to overcome, which stained earnings this year, an emotional ending. The news of the company impending collapse began to trickle out among the company's corporate staff over the past couple of weeks. Party City produced development team was recalled 2 weeks ago from its yearly trip with vendors and told to return home immediately. According to a former Party City corporate office employee who wished to remain anonymous because they were not authorized to speak to the media, the team was told the company believed the trip posed a safety risk because Party City had stopped paying its suppliers. All corporate employees were sent home on December 10th. Security at corporate headquarters locked the doors to the front entrance. In an email sent to the staff on December 11th, the company's security team told employees they needed to provide a one-day heads up to gain access to the building. And they were instructed, do not allow anyone to tailgate when entering the building to avoid letting people in the door who did not have badge access. On initial Microsoft Team chats shared with CNN, employees Thursday expressed fury at the lack of communication as news spread of the recalled product development staff. Others had learned that notifications were sent out to the store managers that all Party City location doors will be shut in February. Employees were caught off guard because management hadn't mentioned any potential financial trouble at recent town hall meetings. The employees said management had expressed optimism about Party City's overall business. On the call with staff Friday, Litwin apologized for the lack of communication. We recognize the flow of communication has been how we typically handle sensitive matters like this, Litwin said. Detailing corporation employees' benefits and services, Party City Chief Human Resource Officer Karen McGrone broke down in tears several times on the short video conference call. Excuse me. I clearly knew this is a lot to take in, Karen said before she paused and teared up. My apologies. Party City is the largest party supply store in the United States. The company approximately had 6,400 full-time and 10,100 part-time workers as of 2021. The company, which sells balloons, Halloween costumes, and other party goods, has stumbled in the face of growing corporations from e-commerce sites and pop-up connects like Spirit Halloween, competition for big box retailers like Amazon, Walmart, Costco, and others also crush smaller chains. It also had to contend with rising costs during the pandemic and a helium shortage, which hurt its circular balloon business. Critical balloon business. Critical. Circular, what was I saying? The chain joins a growing list of retail bankruptcies this year as customers cut back on spending aimed at the rising cost of living. Notably, Big Lots announced Thursday it was starting going out of business sales at all of its locations after a plan for a private equity from the rescue bankruptcy retail fail. Major chains are on track to close highest numbers of stores in 2024 than in any year since 2022. Party City is closing. Share your special memories with NPR. Party City, the private of Halloween costumes, party supplies, and balloons, is going out of business. The chain is expected to shatter in February. Do you have a fun, meaningful memory related to the chain? Are you a performer or educator who has relied on these stores? What would you say for Party City? Tell us the forum below, and story might be referenced in NPR's coverage on a reporter's might research out to you for an interview. So just before bankruptcy, Party City sent employees to meet suppliers in China. You sent us there and you left us to dry out. Okay, so I can't finish. Party City, all stores closing. Party City, which has carried games as part of its selection, has announced that they will close all of its retails and wholesale operations, including around 700 stores, by the end of February. Hanwin's more recently proved to said in an announcement the shutdown, citing an enormous challenging environment driven by inflation pressure on cost and consumer spending. The chain was operating over 800 stores in the U.S. at the time and was under Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. When we visited early last year, while it exited Chapter 11, the August with roughly $1 billion of its debt annihilated by the process, Party City was unable to recover. The company has filed a Chapter 11 petition again to accomplish an order wind down in the most effective manner and to maximize value for the benefit of the company's stakeholders, but it will likely be converted to Chapter 7 filing at some point. The company's senior leaders are on board to provide supports for the coming months, and over 90% of the 12,000 employees were retained for some time to handle the wind down of the company. I mean, this is not good for anyone who worked for Party City. This is just terrifying. Like, one day you wake up, it's the holidays, and you get a notification that, by the way, we're closing all of our stores. Yeah, that's not good. We'll do a part 2 at some point. I hope you all have a great and wonderful day. Bye for now. We'll do a part 2 into Party City. And if you worked with Party City or whatever, tell me how you feel about this whole situation. Because I'm very curious to those who had first-hand experience, where I did not. But I will admit, we went to Party City a few months ago, and it was eerily quiet. We were like the only few people in there. There was very low merchandise. It was very suspicious. I was like, oh, cool, cheap Halloween stuff. And then I'm like, when I heard the bankruptcy, I'm like, yeah, that explains why it was so creepy in there. Like, when a store hardly has anyone in there, it's not good. But if you were a part of this, let me know. And let me know if you want me to try to share your story or your feelings on this. I know there's a girl on TikTok who I love to watch who used to say the party store I used to work at. And then she admitted after they basically went bankrupt that it was Party City. And I'm like, I had a feeling it was. And I love that she finally could admit it. And I'm like, thank you. And she was like, it was one of the worst places she worked at. So I'm curious, the good, the bad, everything. So let me know nicely in the comments below. And I will do a part 2 because there's a lot of information. I will also talk about Planet Fitness's